Welcome to the party. It's your watch time friend. If you're seeing me, if you're listening, then it's time to watch something. Ooh, something. Ooh. What's up, guys? It's your girl D, and this is Watch Time Friends, where you watch stuff with me, your friend D, because my other friends don't like me like that. Today we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix's version, episode 4. Last time we were in Omashu, we met Jet, we met the Mechanist and his son, and we met the Cabbage Guy. 3 iconic characters. But anyways, we basically just saved the king of Omashu and a bunch of other people around them, and the Mechanist and his son, by the way, Jet, his son, from getting exploded by the blast jelly that they came up with. So yeah, we're about to see what we're going to do this episode, so I won't hold y'all up. Let's watch something.
Hello?
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 Yeah, what's up?
Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There's been a mistake. The fires weren't my fault, and neither was the fight.
Save your voice.
Who's
And
that?
these are most definitely not the
Oh!
best of circumstances.
What do you think will happen to us?
Hopefully not whatever's happening to that guy.
I don't know. But in my experience, the Earthbenders aren't exactly kind to their fallen foes.
Were you working with the enemy?
It's complicated.
No, it's not. It's a simple question. Were you helping the firebenders?
I was trying to protect you. The only reason Omashu has been left alone is because of whatever small service I provided them.
Is that what you call giving weapons to the enemy?
Weapons? No. No. Just minor designs. Nothing of any value in war.
Anything can be turned into a weapon in the wrong hands,
True.
especially with the Fire Nation.
We do what we must to survive.
My father would have never done what you did.
Dang.
Aang's in prison.
We still know who you are, bro. You have a very distinct face. Ooh, 100 years ago. Yeah, it was way prettier then.
Oh, hey, Boomy. How's training going? I'm doing all right with my forms, but shaping is hard. What are you talking about? Looks exactly like a sky bison.
It
Supposed to
does.
be a badger mole.
I don't think it looks like either of those things.
My brother, the Fire Lord, sees things through only one lens. Victory or defeat. Nothing else matters. Not even the loved ones lost along the way.
That's why Zuko's so hot to catch me? So he can win this war? For his dad?
Zuko's victory lies not in winning the war, but in winning his life back.
You could show him this isn't the way. He'll listen to
This
you.
is the way.
I mean, he owes you that much.
On the contrary, it is I who owe him. Far more than I can ever repay.
Impossible. Omashu's prison is deep in the heart of the mountain, surrounded by solid rock. The only way in or out is through the palace. The Avatar is lost.
The secret tunnels, hidden under the mountain. It's said that the founders of the city used them to meet without anyone knowing.
A fairy tale.
You told me you've seen them.
Oh.
Unless that was a lie, too.
Well, dang.
Yes, there are tunnels, but they're unstable. Those who go in never
You
come
just
out.
stay
Believe
lying,
the
Dad.
tales, vengeful
Dang.
spirits guard the passages.
Not just secret tunnels, secret haunted tunnels?
Where are you taking him?
To the pit.
The pit.
The pit?
An Earth Kingdom labor camp for prisoners of war. No one who's been sent there has ever been heard from again.
You.
Dang.
You're going to see the king.
Don't look so happy about it. Weirdo.
This one.
That doesn't look good.
Straight up.
Is that from The Spy?
What is it?
It's my Fire Nation contact.
Tell him you'll meet him. Then go to the Earth Kingdom journals and let them know they can set a trap to round up these spies.
The Firebenders made it clear, any resistance and they'll send everything they've got at us.
The Avatar has returned to the world. It's time to stop hiding.
But he's in prison at this very moment, so maybe we could wait until he's not in prison?
He was caught fighting, destroying property, menacing the people.
Or was he?
And he's an airbender.
Lotus root, pine bark, dried jasmine.
Uh-huh. Is that like a tea recipe or something?
Lotus root, pine bark, dried jasmine, scalding hot water, steep for 2 minutes. Tea?
Okay.
And you're wrong about him. He is the master of all 4 elements, the savior of the world,
Well...
the Avatar. And he's very, very good at rock skipping.
Boomy?
Hello, Aang.
Boomy! How are you still alive?
More importantly, how are you still alive? I'm still a child.
Ice.
It's a long story.
Huh.
Oh.
Ooh. Pine bark? What idiot told you to put pine bark in it?
You did.
Yeah, I'm about to say, didn't he say?
Throw him a feast.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
You betrayed us.
Betrayed you?
I told you I thought what I
stopped
thought
you from
about your
killing
plan.
innocent people.
So,
Innocent?
was it really betrayal?
Spies, traitors. Is that who you wanted to save?
Not everyone out there is the enemy.
If you stand against us, you are. I thought you were on our side.
Forgotten what you're fighting for. You're not fighting for anything you love. You're fighting because of hate. Just like the Firebenders.
I am nothing like the Firebenders.
I'm willing to hurt innocent people. Oh, hold up.
Look at the power you have. That's because of me.
That wasn't you. That was me.
Right. Awfully high in money. That's because of me. Relax. It was within me the whole time.
You!
You don't belong here. Sir, I was assigned prisoner transfer duty, but I'm late.
The old firebender was taken to the pit. The other one's still here.
Other one.
Yeah, the bald kid. The king wanted to see him. What are you gonna do?
Go get your uncle from the pit that no one ever comes back from, bro.
For your meal, I offer you 2 choices. Short ribs from Kangaroo Island. They practically jump into your mouth.
That looks burnt.
Seaweed stew. Heard it really helps with your complexion. That was a good one.
I'll take the stew. I don't eat meat.
That's right, you don't.
Was this a test?
More like a game. You always liked games, didn't you? Frozen in an iceberg for 100 years, huh? That must have been nice. The world is on fire. People are dying, and you got to sleep through it all.
All the airbenders were wiped out. It was a tragedy. And it might happen again. Which is why I need to get to the Northern Water Tribe as soon as possible.
Let us leave.
Boomy!
Who are all these other
This is
people?
important. Don't you care?
You may be 100 years old, but you haven't lived for 100 years. Especially not these 100 years.
Can't make me believe you've lost hope.
Challenge accepted.
The challenge to make him believe you lost hope? In that case, the challenge would be to do nothing. Because if you lose hope, you stop. Anyways.
Music?
And all you see are rocks and stones.
Well, good. Grab that, would you? Shake it.
Jewel of my heart.
Woo!
Yeah, that was all kinds of right. So what are you doing here?
What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
Acoustics. Best
Fair.
in Omashu.
Actually, very fair.
Hear that? Harmony. That's what we're all about.
If these guys are okay being here, the tunnels probably aren't that bad.
Tunnels. Those are the tunnels.
Yeah, that looks a little different.
Yeah, I want to go in there.
We don't have a choice.
Well, in that case, you should probably see this. It's a tale of two lovers. Oma and Shu met on top of the mountain that divided their two villages. The villages were enemies, so they couldn't be together. But their love was strong, so they found a way. They learned earthbending from the badger moles, becoming the first earthbenders. They built elaborate tunnels so that they could meet secretly. But one day, Oma didn't come. She'd been killed in an attack. Devastated, Shu wielded her earthbending power to bring the villages to their knees. She could have destroyed them all, but instead, she declared the war over. Both villages helped her build a new city where they would live together in peace. The great city was named Omashu as a monument to their love.
Love is brightest in the dark. Remember that. Especially if you're going to go into the dark void from which no living being ever returns.
There's a lot of places no one ever returns from in this world.
There's nothing to be afraid of in there.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Y'all killed that.
You're doomed.
Secret tunnel.
I'm flattered. There are many around these parts who'd be very interested to know that the famed Dragon of the West is in their midst. The Fire Nation general who laid siege to Ba Sing Se for 600 days. Someone might be tempted to take matters into their own hands. Now, is there anything I can do to make your journey more comfortable?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh, what the? That was unnecessary.
You sure? Come on, don't hesitate to speak up.
What'd you do that
It's a long
for?
ride to the pit.
Well, I mean, I guess, you know, everybody's just a villain in somebody's story. Probably. That was a bit rude, though. And that's why you got finessed, dummy.
Oh, you want to go north? There's fire all over the north. A word of advice, the direct path is not always the best path.
You mean I should take the route that doesn't?
Okay.
It means you should be careful where you step.
Umi, what is this?
And do you guys use this hallway often? Awesome.
Umi, what are you trying to prove?
Maybe I'm trying to show you there are no easy journeys for the Avatar. Maybe I just wanted to play a game, like we did back in the old days.
What part of that was a
Maybe
game?
I just wanted a bite of rock candy.
Is it sweet? It's gotta be on.
This way.
Is that what the map says?
Map's unclear, but I got a hunch, a feeling, an instinct. You see that?
No.
Put out your light. Well, what do you know? Love is brightest in the dark. Get it? It was a clue.
It said love is brightest in the dark, not glowy rocks.
Poetic license, like the minstrel said. Love is the answer. Love is all you need. Love makes the world go round.
Now you're listening to the minstrels? Asaka, wait!
Katara, what is your problem?
And you keep acting like you know everything when you couldn't even tell that a traitor was flat out lying to you.
Says the girl who fell for a
Not what happened.
You should have never
Whoa.
talked to him.
You don't get to tell me who I can talk to.
And you don't get to just ignore me.
I can if you're being an idiot.
Dad put me in charge.
You're not Dad.
Ooh, not that part echoing.
Guess we're not in Wolf Cove anymore, are we?
Guess not. Imagine if Gran could see us now.
Really could go for some of her seal jerky.
Or noodles.
We'll get some soon.
You really think so?
I don't know. Come on. We better get going.
What's that? All right, y'all being extremely extra right now. Is this the same guy? with no
Firebenders
helmet?
don't need water, right?
They don't?
No, at Ba Sing Se, the city had to ration fresh water after the first year of the siege. Being in the military, we got special privileges. My brother, though, he'd gather food and water from his platoon and give them to the children. He was on watch the night you torched the Eastern Wall. By the time we put the fires out, there was nothing left of him to bury.
Dang.
He was 19. All those lives lost, all that fighting, and Ba Sing Se still stands. Was it worth it? We were at war. I was a soldier. You were a butcher.
You wasted the apple.
You know, I can still smell smoke when I go to sleep at night.
Oh!
War pushes us to the edge. Some of us don't like what we find there.
Is that your pitiful way of saying you're sorry for what you did?
I wasn't talking about me.
Oh! Alright!
Sir. You have no humanity. You know nothing of loss.
That's crazy, is it? You know, if Uncle Iroh wasn't one of our beloved characters, I'd be like, dang, can't even blame him. Which you really can't. It's like his brother was barbecued because of him. Like, we can't even really be mad at him being mad. Doesn't necessarily make it right to treat him that way, but
as a champion of the Fire Nation.
Thank you, Ozai.
His sacrifice will be enshrined in legend.
Uncle, what a great honor for you and for Lieutenant to die in the service of the Fire Nation.
Thanks, Zuko.
When my studies weren't going well and Father was unhappy, Lieutenant gave me this. He'd won it for finishing first in his officer class. He said it should belong to someone destined to do great things. It gave me strength. Lieutenant never needed it because he was the strongest person I knew.
That was sweet.
Sokka, what I said about you and Dad. You led the tribe and protected us with nobody to help you. Dad never had to bear that kind of burden alone.
That's not right. This shouldn't be here. We were here before, but this wall wasn't.
How is that possible?
Is it moving?
The tunnels are
changing.
Behind these doors, a true test of whether or not you are prepared to be the Avatar.
Boomy, all these challenges, games, tests, none that make any sense.
Nothing has made sense in 100 years.
The Boomy I know, fun-loving, happy kid who loves to skip rocks and always thinks about his friends.
I mean, it's been 100 years, so, you know.
I believe that kid is still in there.
It's all about games with you, isn't it, Avatar? Who cares about responsibility? Let's play one final game.
Alright.
One final game to play, Avatar. The simplest one of all. You versus me. To the death.
To the death?
Any chance I imagine that?
That would be a no. Hello? I love that the horses or whatever they're riding, when they get scared, they just ditch the person they just ditch the person that's riding on them. They're like, forget you, I gotta get out of here.
Do it! We've all seen enough death.
Did it hit him?
That's what you get for showing an earthbender compassion.
What you mean? Oh, he literally got stabbed in the back. That's crazy. Ow!
You're okay.
We have to leave now.
Ah! Do they eat people?
Dead end.
Are we dead?
It stopped.
Love is brightest in the dark. It's blind. They don't navigate by sight, but by feeling. They sense feelings and react to them.
So they respond to love?
I guess so.
How do you think they do with verbal commands? Excuse me, Mr. Badgermole. We'd really appreciate if you could show us the way to the palace.
Okay, bet. Thank you.
Please, Boomy, you don't have to do this.
Oh, but I do. Some of us have to fight even when we don't want to. That's what it means to be in a war.
Dang.
You were the Avatar, and you left us. In this world, you can't rely on anyone, even your friends.
Ooh. That's kind of cool. Oh, dang.
Well, as fun
That's
as
not
this
gonna
has
come
been,
crumbling down,
it's
is it?
time for the games to end.
You don't need this building to stay standing. What? Don't shrug your shoulders.
Boomy, this isn't a game.
Yes, it is. One that requires you to make impossible choices. Do I save this town or that? Who gets the last of the food scraps, the orphanage or the soldiers? And that's just to save this one city. You have to save the whole world. Let it fall, Aang. And learn what it means to be the Avatar.
No!
Also, I don't feel like getting crushed.
Well, kid, you sure know how to bring the house down.
Technically, that wasn't me.
Cheater! You didn't do it on your own, so you didn't learn anything at all.
You were wrong. You can rely on your friends.
And that's the only way I'm gonna save the world.
What was that noise?
Remember this? I use it to call a friend. That's what I'm gonna do now. Call on an old friend. I wasn't here for the world. Or for you. But I'm here now.
We've called up the reinforcements.
And you've doubled the guards on the walls?
Yes, Your Highness.
Good. Tell them I'll be there soon.
What's going on?
Fire Nation forces are on the move.
You're under attack?
We will be, but we will be ready. Fortunately, a source tipped us off. Now, all of you, get out of here. The Avatar has places he has to be. Oh, but I do have one more challenge for you.
Oh, snap. Yo, this guy can't catch a break.
It seems we are always getting on or off boats.
Oh, this was after the...
Ah, good. It's not too late.
What are you doing here, Uncle?
Same as you. Getting ready to embark on what is sure to be a memorable journey.
I don't need a babysitter.
How about a friend?
My father made it very clear that I'm not to return until I find the Avatar, which means it could be a very long time before we return home.
I mean, I think the family that he wants to be around is the one that's leaving. So, brother kind of
Everything I
sucks.
need
His niece
is
kind of
on this
sucks.
Like I said, all the tea I need.
All right, so that was episode 4 of Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender. This was an interesting episode. I think I feel like I would have enjoyed this episode a lot more if I hadn't seen the original show, which kind of stinks because I think as a whole, like it had a good message, but I think I would have not been looking for it to feel the same way that the original show did. So that kind of stings. But you know, if this was my first time seeing that story, like that played out in that episode, I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Not saying that I didn't enjoy it, but yeah, it's just kind of hard not to compare it to the original show. But overall, I think objectively it was a good episode. A lot of lessons packed into one episode there. But yeah, I guess for those of you who have not seen the original show, I will say this was a good episode. It was cool. Like I said, it had a lot of lessons, a lot of story packed into one. We got a lot of moving along of the story and a lot of flashbacks. I did like seeing the flashbacks with Zuko and Uncle Iroh, and just kind of being able to see how they're each other's support systems. They're the ones that are there for each other, even though, you know, somehow Zuko is still trying to find his way back into his father's good graces, even though, to be fair, it seems like Uncle Iroh was the better support system for him, the better male father figure in his life, but hey, he gotta figure that out on his own. So I definitely did like seeing that. Yeah, it was cool. They did wrap up sort of the Jet story and the Sai story. So we did get a redemption for Sai because he actually helped and gave up the Fire Nation spies. And then Jet, we told him to kick rocks, basically. Well, we froze him in ice And then we said, once you thaw out, kick rocks. So, you know, that was cool. For those of you who have seen the original, my thoughts were, like I said, very condensed, like multiple episodes all in one. It seems like maybe they're not gonna do that whole love story between Katara and Aang, so that's why they just went ahead and put Sokka and Katara in the secret tunnels instead of Aang and Katara. And so the love that helped them not get eaten and mauled by badger moles was the sibling love rather than like a romantic, non-platonic love that we saw in the original show. So, you know, that's cool. We love sibling love. That's cool too. That's cool too. And we also, I guess it was different because in the original also, when it's Aang, Katara, and basically Aang, Katara, and Sokka all get arrested for like messing and playing on the mail system or whatever, and he doesn't find out that it's Boomy until the end. So like all of his tests seem like, what's up with this guy? And then at the end, it was like he knew it was Aang the whole time, and he was just testing him, like, you know, teaching him a lesson. But in this one, it was like, it was kind of weird because they revealed that Aang and Boomy were long lost friends in the beginning, and then he was still acting crazy. So it was like, bro, what's up with you? So I think in this episode, it seemed that the lesson was taught to Boomy instead of the lesson being taught to Aang, and it was a completely different lesson. So that was interesting. I personally did like the original version of that because it's like, it was cool to see that the king wasn't just a crazy old man and just was like trying to mess with them, but he was trying to mess with them, but in like a fun way, not in a I'm about to kill you way. But yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, I would say out of the 4 episodes I've seen so far, this is probably my least favorite so far. Only because of all the story mashing. There's a lot of differences. Not saying that makes the show bad, but it was just a lot of differences from the original story. So it's kind of like, oh, you know, we don't get to see any of those original set pieces, kind of. But, you know, it's all good. So I think I'll probably put some spoiler warning before I say all of that also. Just in case anyone who hasn't seen the original show is planning on seeing the original show. Even though you've already watched this, technically it's different. So technically everything I just said would be a spoiler, even though you already saw this, but it didn't happen exactly the same way. So it is still a spoiler, even though you seen it. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this episode. But yet and still, I will still be tuning into all the other episodes because we still have a lot more story to go. We're only halfway through. So I'm excited to see what else they do with the show. And yeah, if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you for watching with me. And if you liked it, you can leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, consider subscribing. Comment down below if there's anything in this episode that you want to talk about that I didn't also talk about, or if I talked about it and you also still want to talk about it, we can talk about it in the comment section below. But other than that, that's gonna be a wrap on this one. So I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, peace. Welcome to the party. It's your watch time friend. If you're seeing me, if you're listening,